My name is Kate Alp. I was born and raised in Billings, Montana. Back in August of this year, I woke up one night, I was having a really hard time sleeping, and 3 o'clock in the morning I read this story about a judge who had sentenced a teacher to 31 days in prison for having raped his 14-year-old student. And that made me mad. I mean, the sentence itself made me mad, but the thing that made me the most angry were the judge's comments.
The teen's mother says Baugh told the courtroom her daughter was as much in control of the situation as rambled and seemed older than her chronological age. A few weeks shy of her 17th birthday, while waiting for the case to go to trial, she committed suicide.
You know, in the past, I would read something like that and I would get mad, but I wouldn't do anything. And I decided, you know, this time I need to do something. I did some research, this was 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, about how a judge can be removed from office in the state of Montana. And I found the code of ethics that you need to reference in an official complaint. And I posted those on Facebook and said, if you're as mad as I am about this, then please write a letter. A good friend of mine, Sheena Rice, saw that and she said, I'm just as mad as you are. You know, let's use this as an opportunity to raise awareness about this issue. And we put together a rapid response protest. On the same day that I read this article in the Gazette, I started the petition with MoveOn.org. And in the petition, what we were seeking was Judge Baugh's resignation. And within 24 hours, we had several thousand signatures, which, you know, that blew my mind. By the time we had the protest on Thursday, the petition had about 35,000 signatures. And had gained quite a bit of national attention.
Online, more than 36,000 people have signed a petition demanding Baugh's resignation.
He took it upon himself to take the burden of responsibility off of the adults, and he placed it on the young and hurting girl.
The day of the protest arrived, and my co-organizers, Sheena Rice, Marion Bradley, and I arrived at about 11:30. The protest was supposed to start at noon, and the press arrived first. Standing there, and there are just these vans rolling up from ABC and CNN, and the crowds of people started coming down. And 15 minutes till, 10 minutes till, there are 200, 300 people. And I think, you know, this is an incredible turnout. And then that number almost doubles in the next 10 minutes. And one of the most amazing parts about it, standing up in front and looking out over the crowd, was that you had older people and young people and men and women. And it was really touching and almost overwhelming to see so many people from so many different walks of life coming together. We had a moment of silence honoring Charisse Morales, the young woman in the case. And after we finished, I looked up and I looked, and you know, there was a sea of faces in front of me, and everyone was crying. Old men were crying. And it was just one of the most powerful and touching moments of my whole life. We're really seeing results from specifically what the petition was seeking. Now we have about 60,000 signatures total. In the petition, we were seeking Judge Baugh's resignation, and there is still a chance that that might happen. But if he does not resign, he is up for re-election in 2014. He was going to run before, and now we think that it is extremely unlikely that that will happen. The reason that it's important for us to speak out about this is so that we can say to that next victim, you've been hurt in one of the most cruel, unimaginably cruel ways possible, but we will not re-victimize you. I would encourage other people to use MoveOn.org's petition tool, because it's so easy, it's right there, it's immediately available. Maybe you make a petition, you get 50 signatures, and maybe you make a petition and you get 500,000. You shouldn't underestimate your power as an individual, and importantly, the power of your community to come together around an important issue and create change.